Your girl is back. Your girl is back with another video, you guys. So today, you guys, I ain't even gonna say the girls are fighting, because at this point the girls are not fighting. The girls have been read. The girls have been finished. And it went down today, y'all. I want to give a huge shout out to Hazel. Now, Hazel, I don't agree with everything you do. I do not agree with the way that you came to this platform. And I don't agree with everything you did in the beginning. So let's make that clear. However, and I'll get into my perspective on that in a minute. I will say this. Out of all the drama, all the videos, all the people saying they're going to quote unquote expose whatever, this was the most clear, concise, and thorough receipt video of all this drama. I was able to understand your perspective. I was able to understand Keisha's perspective better. And I am going to be honest, y'all, even though this is some messy stuff that's going on right here, this is what this drama needed to go ahead and die down. This is what was needed. So if Hazel's objective was to shut the girls down and to let the girls know what it is and what it ain't going to be, she did the damn thing today. And like I said, I'm not even all the way team Hazel. I don't like a lot of stuff she did. But what I will say is, one thing about Hazel, she knows how to articulate her thoughts, and she knows how to get a point across, baby. She did that today. Now, like I said, I'm not team Keisha. I ain't team Ashley. I ain't team nobody in this situation. I just lean more towards the side of, I don't want to see anybody being attacked for being human. So that pushes me more towards the side of Keisha, because she is consistently being attacked on a consistent basis here on YouTube for being human. While she does contribute to that, and while she's not all the way 100% innocent either, and she has made a lot of bad decisions in the situation, and I'm going to get into that. A lot of time my perspective will lean, when I'm speaking about the Keisha drama, my perspective may lean more towards her side in certain situations, because I feel like people play on her lack of ownership or her lack of ability to really just be real. But the principle of this situation still stands. And the principle is still not in the favor of Ashley. So we're going to get into some things, y'all. So I'm not really going to give no background. Y'all just need to go over to yesimhazel's page. I don't know if she done took it down by now or what, but y'all need to go over there and watch that live. And she has basically exposed a recorded conversation between her and Keisha, and they have laid it all out on the table. Now, all of this stems from the drama that happened in my last video about the situation with Keisha, Ashley, Jeremy, all the drama. Basically, Hazel was drug into it because Dee pretty much came back on the scene alluding that Hazel and Jeremy had slept together. And like I said, here's my perspective on the whole situation. So we're going to start with the recording that was played and a summary of what we learned from the recording. From the recording, Hazel's perspective is, me and Ashley are no longer friends. I stand by everything I said when I tried to defend Ashley. I still feel like, Keisha, you're pathetic, because you're sitting up here trying to make your man look like he's the golden child when he's not. But all in all, I tried to leave the situation alone, and your friend keeps coming to the forefront saying that I slept with Jeremy. So that's why I came back on the scene to lay everybody out. So can you please, Keisha, stop feeding the information pertaining to me sleeping with Jeremy, or stop feeding her information, because Dee is making this situation worse. So Hazel is basically on the recording explaining to Keisha that, she feels like Keisha is a hypocrite. She feels like Keisha is full of crap, because Keisha goes behind the scene and she tries to pretend like she's not confrontational and she doesn't want the drama, and she's for uplifting women, but behind the scenes she's feeding Dee this information, and Dee keeps coming on the scene and keep beefing up drama when everything had pretty much died down. And I'm gonna say this because, honey, everybody getting their feelings when you say anything that sounds like you're defending Keisha. So let me go ahead and start with let me start with Hazel's side first. I'm going to say this. The way Hazel feels and the what she's trying to tell Keisha about her involvement with Dee is 100% correct. I like Dee and I like and respect what Dee is trying to do. However, it was done terribly wrong. I feel like Dee does not have the tools or the capacity to properly defend Keisha because she does not know how to strategically go about it the right way. Like I said, I respect what Dee tried to do. Dee just wanted to be the voice for Keisha because so many people were speaking up for Ashley. So many people were speaking up for Paris attacking Keisha. So many people were riding the Keisha hate train that Dee just wanted to be that one person that came along and had Keisha's back. And so I commend Dee for that, but I just feel like the structure and the presentation of certain information just wasn't beneficial, and it really didn't, it didn't help the situation. And Dee, once the drama had died down, you should have just left it alone until something else crumped back up, because trust me, Dee, it would have crumped back up. Plenty of people don't like Keisha for their own reasons. So you would have had plenty of opportunity to defend Keisha, but you should have let sleeping dogs lie. Okay. But yes, back to what I was saying. So as far as Dee goes, I understood what she was trying to do, but it just wasn't executed properly because, you know, if the drama had died down, you should just let it die down. And that's just point blank period. Because at the end of the day, your friend is the one tired of people attacking her. Your friend is the one tired of people antagonizing her and putting her children in harm's way, which I'm all for that, right? I'm all for her being tired of people trying to put her children in harm's way because I don't care what nobody say. If you were somebody who was up there leaking Keisha's address and talking up and sending CPS to her house and whatever she said they was doing, you was dead wrong because it wasn't that serious. So she didn't deserve that at all. And so knowing how much people hate your friend and knowing how malicious the internet is, you should have chilled out on certain topics because, you know, it just didn't have anything to do with anything. The Hazel and Jeremy thing, we didn't have to touch on that. We didn't have to. And I mean, I get it because Hazel came to the internet defending Ashley, even though Hazel and Jeremy kind of had something going on, and we're going to get into that. But I get what you were trying to do, but it just, you know, you got to be strategic when you're trying to defend Keisha because, you know, it's so many layers to the situation. That part we didn't have to touch on. Hazel had gone on, her and Ashley ain't friends. You should just let that sleeping dog lie. So I will say I understood Hazel's perspective. Now, that's Hazel's perspective, okay? But here is where what Hazel has to understand. Everything that you said was right, Hazel. What you said about Keisha and how she acts and how she likes to throw a rock and hide her hand, you are 100% accurate. Keisha, listen to that live. Keisha, now I love you, girl, but you are the queen of throwing a rock and hiding your hand. Okay, you are. And you're right, Hazel. You know what I'm saying? Keisha, at one point in the video, she was telling Keisha, she was like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, stop trying to cover it up and make it seem like you just were sitting back not doing anything. Just say you're human. And that's right. That's 100% right. So I agree with a lot of the perspective and a lot of the things that Keisha was saying, Hazel was saying to Keisha. I agree with in certain point, but here is where I can't be 100% like, go Hazel. Okay. So here's some more fun facts from the video that we learned. So it had already been out here, you know, Ashley and Hazel had stopped being friends. For whatever reason, it was never really clear. But you could kind of tell that Hazel was really going hard. She was really trying to get Ashley to, you know, come to the forefront and prove her case. And Hazel was really invested in this situation. And Ashley really wasn't, you know, trying to go there and take it there, but she was trying. I don't know what Ashley was trying to do because Ashley at one point was like, bite it, write it in the background. But then she wasn't really speaking up like she was supposed to. So it was just seeming like Hazel was really like the muscle of the situation. And in my opinion, and it comes out in the recording, I feel like Ashley and Hazel probably were not going to last anyway, because how are we coming to the forefront defending Ashley? We want everybody to support Ashley, and we want everybody to look past the fact that, you know, we don't want people to call her a side piece. We don't want people to judge her for what she did with Jeremy, but she's still sleeping with Jeremy. It was never gonna work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like I just wish Hazel wouldn't even got involved from the beginning, because like I said, you can't come to the internet mad about people calling your best friend a side chick when your best friend is current day, while the drama going on, while videos are being made, while everything has been exposed. Your best friend is still sleeping with her baby daddy. It wasn't gonna work. So cause you can't be like, you cannot want Ash to be the victim, but she over here going sleeping with the person who is supposed to be abusing her or whatever, like, you know, mentally abusing, whatever. So with that being said, you know, I got it, right? You know, I get where you're trying to go with it, Hazel, but it didn't make sense because, and I hate to go here, but Hazel, you and Jeremy, from the recording, it comes out that Hazel and Jeremy had a bit of a thing back in the day. Now, from the recording, I guess it was in 2012, so that was a very long time ago. I mean, if Hazel is around the same age as me, in 2012, I was what, maybe like 18, you know, 19 or something like that. So, true enough, it was a long time ago. 2012 was a very long time ago, and it was before Keisha, Ashley, or it was before he even knew any of them, right? But my thing is, and Hazel is saying that her and Jeremy's relationship was not sexual at all. She did reveal that they did kiss. They did kiss, but they did not have a sexual relationship. They did not have any sexual intercourse. Now, Hazel, that makes it worse. Okay? Because while you have some really good points, and while I agree with what you're saying about Keisha, how are you coming to the internet mad, red in the face, trying to defend your friend about her baby daddy, and you used to talk to her baby daddy? And I don't care how long ago it was, okay? I don't care if y'all were children, if y'all were young. I don't care about none of that. If you had any involvement with this man, if you and this man was tonguing each other down at one point, that makes it even worse. That should have been even more of a reason for you to be like, you know what, girl? I got you back, you my friend, but I'm not going to come to the internet doing the most, because it's already a weird history with me and Jeremy anyway. And I don't want that information out there, and I don't want it to confuse things, because it's already been revealed from the receipts that Ashley knew Jeremy through somebody, another girl that Jeremy used to talk to that was Ashley's friend. So it seems like y'all all sharing this man. So with that being said, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's weird. But yeah, so it got really weird for me at that point, because, I mean, like I said, you're making some good points, but let's keep in mind, when you came on the scene throwing straight bows for Ashley, you going live and you teaming up with Ashley and trying to defend her really beefed up the disrespectful side of the situation. Now, don't get me wrong. It got disrespectful when Keisha tried to call Ashley a side piece, right? So I'm not saying that you were the only one being disrespectful, but what I'm saying is you came on the scene very aggressive, Hazel. You came on the scene wolfing. You came on the scene like you took it to a whole other level. Because like I said, Hazel is really good at articulating her thoughts. She's one of them people, she can read you down. She has the gift of gab. I'm similar to me. You know what I'm saying? Like in an argument, I'm going to read you down, period. Because I'm going to touch on every point I need to touch on. I'm going to get your toe. But you came on the scene, and when you started going live, the first time you went live, that's when people were in the comments talking about her children. And I know you can't control that, right? But there was kikiing going on, and I saw it with my own two eyes. You know, you did not talk about her kids out of your own mouth, but when people in the comments talking about the children and saying they was delayed and all this and the third, it was y'all were kikiing. You and Ashley. You came out your mouth and you disrespected her mom first. I don't care about her mama didn't speak to Ashley. Because, I mean, backstory, I guess that Ashley had a problem with Keisha's mom because Keisha's mom was kind of giving her the cold shoulder when she came over to meet the girls. But who mama gonna like you? And, you know, you they daughter, boyfriend, side piece, whatever. So, you know, you were the first person to disrespect her mom, call her slow, call her delayed. You did disrespect her mom. And you took it there first. Okay? You took it there first. You took it to the talk about the mamas, all that. You took it there first. You brought that kind of energy to the table. And let's not forget, the whole purpose of Ashley going live was to clear her name of being a side chick, first of all. And then you all started talking about how you all were going to expose the fact that Jeremy was not being a good dad. That's what you all said. So if y'all exposing the fact that Jeremy is not a good dad and y'all want to expose the fact that you wasn't a side chick, where does talking about Keisha come in at? Now we know, okay, Keisha was a mastermind behind the book. We know Keisha talked junk about Ashley to her friend Brittany. Okay, we know she did all that. But at the end of the day, like I said, your friend was fooling with her man. She's going to talk junk. It's going to happen. And if you all wanted to come on the platform and clear it up, and then that should have been that. But when you started going live, that's when all the disrespectful comments about her children and all that good stuff, that's when that crunk up. And by you going live with Ashley, it crunk Paris up. And you all worked together, and that's when it became hateful. And so had that never happened, D would have never came on the scene. So I get what you, like I said, I agree with everything Hazel said. Hazel was hitting the nail dead on the head, but it's so hard to kind of, you know, stamp that, Hazel, when number one, you had something going on with Jeremy before. Number two, your friend was still sleeping with this man when y'all was on the live doing the most. Nobody's got to play with my friend. Play with your mama. Play with your kids, but don't play with me. Ashley's not a side chick. Da 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 da. You said it out of your own mouth on the recording with Keisha. Ashley was still sleeping with Jeremy after all the drama. So if your friend is still sleeping with Jeremy, why are y'all going live making it seem as if Ashley has risen above the bullshit? She's not a side chick and she's moved on with her life, and she's taking accountability and she's gonna do better. How you taking accountability, but you still sleeping with the nigga? I mean, so for me, that's why I can't fully support, you know, the whole Hazel thing. But like I said, she hit some good nails on the head. Let's move on. So, Keisha. Now, Keisha laid her perspective out. So from the recording, Keisha's perspective is this. I am human. Yes, I did talk shit about Ashley. I never said I did not talk shit about Ashley. You all got mad at me because I had a conversation with Brilliant Bree. She's a reactor here. I had a conversation with her and I sent her some pictures of the baby and I told her about Ashley trying to commit the S word. You all are mad about me about that. But that conversation I had was with Brilliant Bree, was off camp. It was off YouTube. It wasn't on the internet, and I was only trying to prove to her that Ashley lied on me when she said that I had never been around August. And at the end of the day, I had no control over Brilliant Bree posting the receipts about me sending pictures of August and me saying that Ashley wanted to commit the S word. At the end of the day, I am human, and at the end of the day, yes, I talk shit about Ashley, but I firsthand witnessed Ashley smile in my face on multiple occasions after me and her tried to get on the same page and still go back and sleep with my man. I had a conversation with Ashley about the book, and Ashley said it was okay. So for Ashley to come to the internet trying to play victim after her and my man been sneaking around, being low down and dirty, is beyond me. And you all try to hype Ashley up as if she was some type of angel or as she was some type of saint, when at the end of the day, she was still trying to sleep with my man, and that's why I had so much pressure for her. But at the end of the day, you know, I still deserve to get my children talked about. If y'all didn't like me, cool. If y'all thought that I was stupid for being with Jeremy, cool. But at the end of the day, nobody should have been talking about my kids. Nobody should have been talking about my mom. And nobody should have been sending nobody to my house and leaking addresses. And even though you, Hazel, did not do that personally, you going live facilitated the environment for that to be done. So Keisha has a point, right? And I've always agreed with that point that Keisha was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. Now, here's my feedback for Keisha. In that video, Keisha did a whole lot of taking up for Jeremy, okay? She did a whole lot of taking up for Jeremy. And Keisha, like, Keisha's thing is, I'm not going to bash Jeremy. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? We have moved past that. And, you know, this is never going to happen again. Yeah, me and Jeremy, you know, we had our infidelities and, you know, he messed up. And Keisha also revealed that Ashley wasn't the only one he was cheating with, honey. She said Jeremy was out here slanging pain from here to there. Well, she didn't say that, but she did say, you know, Jeremy had other people that he was nailing to the cross, okay? And Ashley wasn't the only one. And the only reason why Ashley got in her feelings because Jeremy didn't want her, because Jeremy made it clear to Ashley that Keisha wasn't going nowhere. And Keisha said, honey, she is the apple of Jeremy's eye. Ain't nobody finna make her come up off her man. He ain't leaving her to go to none of y'all hoes, okay? And you know, the only reason she kind of made it seem like the only reason why Jeremy was cheating was because, you know, she was refusing sexual activity from him. But trust and believe, if she was pop locking, dropping it, honey, these hoes would even been thought about. That's the angle Keisha come from. And I'm just gonna tell Keisha this, okay, girl, listen. If you want to take Jeremy back, take him back. Can't judge you. You gotta learn on your own, right? But you gotta stop being so overly confident and stop trying to speak for this grown-ass man. Because at the end of the day, if Jeremy was so great, if Jeremy was capable of loving you unconditionally and never being unfaithful to you again, he wouldn't have been unfaithful in the first place, girl. Now, Keisha, I'm trying to support you and be there with you, girl. But you got to stop trying to be Jeremy's spokesperson. Let Jeremy figure out his personal demons with infidelity and temptation on his own. You up here talking about I'm a ride for my man and Jeremy don't have like, stop trying. That's where people are getting frustrated with you, because you keep trying to hype up Jeremy and you keep trying to convince the world that this was a mistake, and you keep trying to say how Jeremy will never do it again. Girl, you don't know that. Now, if Jeremy and Ashley pop out with another baby, what you gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Because Keisha, what you are failing to realize is, up until Ashley done posted their receipts, you didn't know that Jeremy was still trying to creep with Ashley after the baby got here, after the drama. And like Hazel said, your man was still sleeping with Ashley while all this mess was going on. So how are you so confidently displaying and declaring how great of a man he is and how he has changed it? Keisha, leave that alone, okay? I'm with you, girl. Nobody should be putting your life in danger, sending people to your house, all that over some internet drama, over the fact that you got mad at your baby daddy's side piece. It happens. We human. But like Hazel said, own it, Keisha. If you own it, you can win this. Well, you can win this whole situation if you just own it. So, like I said, I do not agree with the hate train for Keisha. I do not like how people wanted to make Ashley the angel, and people talking about Keisha kids and stuff and her mama, and they don't want her to say anything. I don't like that at all. And that's why I could not fully support the whole Hazel Ashley thing, because at the end of the day, you know, what would y'all want? What would y'all do if this was y'all man or y'all baby daddy? Y'all would be emotional and lash out, and we don't know how it would go. I don't think people get the straight hooking over a dude. Not saying it's right, but it happens, right? So, like I said, from Keisha's perspective, everyone wanted her to just sit back, shut up, and just keep taking all this and never clapping back, while they got to just be disrespectful, and that wasn't gonna fly. And so I agree with her on that as well. But Keisha, the only thing I don't agree with is you have got to stop and pump the brakes of how hard you ride for Jeremy. I understand he the father of your child. If you ain't gonna leave him, don't leave him. But knowing that he is a man who has not once but twice publicly embarrassed you, you just want to sit back, be humble, and just take it day by day. Okay? That's my only advice on that. So, things we learned from the live in summary. Hazel did not sleep with Jeremy. That's what she's saying. She actually asked Keisha, hey, because Keisha mentioned Jeremy walking into the room, and Hazel was like, tell him to say it right now that I slept with him. There were crickets. So I don't think that Hazel and Jeremy slept together, but I do think there was something there. Of course, she admitted they kissed, so they had something. And Hazel, I know you're saying that was a long time ago, but girl, that still is not a good look. Okay. Like I said, I just wish Hazel would have set this whole thing out from the very beginning, and then we probably wouldn't be here today. But she did make some good points about, Keisha, here's what you need to do going forward. Don't have anybody else try to speak on your behalf. You're not wrong for how you feel about Ashley. You're entitled to feel some way about Ashley, because I don't care what none of these people say. They will feel some way about Ashley too. But if you just stand up on your platform, be a real bitch, okay? Be a real chick and be like, look, y'all, I ain't feeling this hoe. I ain't feeling Jeremy bullshit, okay? They both playing on my top. This girl done came into my house. We done had conversations. We done bonded with each other. I'm thinking we get on the same page, woman to woman, and she behind the back still trying to bust that pussy open every chance she get. And I'm mad about it. I don't fuck with her. That's all you gotta say. And then people will respect it and move on. Just be open and transparent about how you feel. And I know you got a whole family brand going on over there, but girl, you human. And you ain't got to make your YouTube channel all dramified, but just start to speak on things openly. You don't need a reaction channel to help you. You didn't need Brittany. You didn't need Brilliant Bree. You don't, like I said, even though I get what D is trying to do, you don't need D. You got a platform that's bigger than everybody's that is involved in this channel. If you just take the time to be more open and transparent, situations like this won't happen again. And Hazel, like I said, you hit the nail on the head. You made some really good points, but you can't really go all the way in on Keisha about how miserable her life is and about how, she taking Jeremy back and how, he was sleeping with Ashley and all that, because at the end of the day, you came to the internet swinging, doing all that hollering in these lives, doing all this insulting, but the whole time your friend Ryan here still sleeping with the nigga. So what was all that for? How somebody gonna put some respect on Ashley's name when she ain't putting no respect on her own name? Because why are you still sleeping with somebody who is publicly denying you, publicly downplaying you, and publicly disowning you? So, and like I said, I'm not judgmental. If you gonna still sleep with them because you just like it like that, and you the baby mama, you got unlimited access to the D and you want it, okay, that's cool. Do that, sis. I don't have a problem with that. But don't come to the internet, the internet to feel sorry for you or to defend you when you get called a side chick. It's simple. It is what it is. But like I said, it was a good live. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I just wish that things would have played out a lot differently. I love Hazel's perspective, but Hazel, you really can't have that perspective when this didn't have nothing to do with you. This was your friend's beef, and you shouldn't have been so emotionally invested with all the factors that were going on behind the scenes. You and Jeremy had something at one point in time. Your friend over here still sleeping with Jeremy. You revealed that your friend was still sleeping with Jeremy the whole time. So you really shouldn't have been on the internet doing the most. You should be like, girl, I'm not getting involved in that. If Keisha try to touch you or pull up on you, I'm there, but I'm not coming to the internet defending you and you still over here sleeping with this man. I know, yeah, Hazel also touched on Paris, and Hazel pretty much made it clear in her life that her and Paris are not friends. Okay? She didn't bash Paris, but Paris be on her platform trying to make it seem like her and Hazel ride or die. Hazel, my girl, yeah. But Hazel's like, girl, this is YouTube. I don't fuck with these folks. Ain't nobody on this platform really my friend. Hazel like, look, I'm not doing the petty back and forth. I'm not finna sit here and drag it out. I'm finna drop these receipts and I'm finna lay everybody out, and that's just that. And I respect that because that's real. But like I said, you started this and you essentially did the same thing before Keisha started clapping back. Everything was all good when Keisha went saying that, and when she was over in the corner just, you know, taking everybody good punches. But when she clapped back, you cannot get mad. So we have to keep it fair. But like I said, you did make some good points. So that's my whole spiel. I didn't want to keep you all too long today, but I just hope that this ends the drama. It's really nothing else to talk about. I mean, it was really all laid out. We heard firsthand how Keisha feel. Honey, if that's my man and I'm standing beside him was a person, it's Keisha. Okay? We heard firsthand what was going down in the DMs, or not in the DMs, what was going down in the bedroom sheets between Ashley and Jeremy. We heard that, you know, Paris, don't get on here capping like you hey, you and Hazel just the best of friends, because Hazel don't really rock with you. Hazel just in this thing for herself to clear her name and mind her business. And Hazel, like I said, you should have thought about coming out and defending Ashley, because it was too much shicey stuff going on behind the scenes on your friend's end for you to be going hard the way you went hard for her. But you're real for standing on everything that you said. You have been the only person that has stood on what you said, not wavered, not one time. Besides D, she stands on what she says as well. But y'all two have been the only people that have stood on what y'all said and not wavered this whole situation. I just hope it can come to the end so we can all move on, get some money, love each other, and be beautiful black queens. And I will see you all in my next video. See you later.